welcome back. It's Monday and we are like mob wives this morning. Aren't we?
We are.
We don't look like them, but we felt like them.
We sure did.
Tony Montana's
Oh.
bird.
We stayed in our big fancy mansion last night.
We did. What were
We
we
went to
like?
go out on Monday, so you can go and see the vlog if you want a tour of the fanciest place I think we've ever stayed.
Beautiful.
It was, and do you know what? It was so big that even with the locked doors that were still locked, there was still so many rooms.
So many.
So many rooms.
So many doors.
So many doors. So many opportunities for a good game of Heidi.
And we missed it.
We did. We
it.
weren't
need to go
feeling it when we
back
got
and do
back.
that. We need to go back and do that.
Yeah.
We had high hopes, and then we went for dinner, and we got
Game
so
over.
full we just basically came home and just
Yeah,
lay.
food coma.
We
So
did
we were
it.
in
yeah.
Brig Doon House Hotel was where we went to, but we actually stayed in Kirkgate House,
Wow.
which is a manor.
It's a man. It's manor.
It's a
Yeah.
it's manor. It's mansion standard. I would
Esque.
say.
Yeah.
Mansion-esque.
I think it's a mansion if it's over.
No, it is. It's classed as a
5
mansion on the
bedrooms, isn't
website.
it?
Do you know
It
what?
had a
It
huge
had
drive.
1, 2, 3. It had four bits of stairs.
It did.
Different levels.
Four.
You
Four
could get lost.
levels, and we stayed there
could.
overnight. It was. Do you know what?
I still don't know where
Decor-
you went for a shower. Actually, if
I
I'm
know,
honest.
neither did I, to be honest. I went really far. And I was belting my heart out when I was in the shower, and I just thought, nobody can hear me. I'm ages away
What
from
were you
you.
singing?
Pill and a teeny.
Were you?
Yeah.
What were you singing,
Aw.
Candy?
You really,
I didn't think
yeah.
she was that singing the shower girl.
I didn't think you
Yeah.
were like singing in the shower, girl.
Sometimes it's because I just like.
Splash.
Sometimes it's when you're really far away though, and you're in the house. You feel like you're in the house yourself.
I used to sing in the
Yeah.
shower when I was younger, genuinely
Self-soothing.
thinking I was like Miley Cyrus.
You always sound better in the
Oh,
shower though.
you do.
It's
Sound
the
epic.
echo.
Yeah, and the water's basically auto-tuning you.
Yeah.
Great.
It is
Great.
fantastic. But the house, I have to say, decor-wise, was different from all of our tastes, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, like some of it had my couch,
It had your couch, yeah.
but it was that really like heavy, thick damask curtains and
Rich.
like rich, expensive,
Old money.
opulent. Oh, I
Yeah.
loved
wife.
it. I just wish, I only wish that we had the long silk dressing gowns to walk down that. I know, Lauren, we
I
did
picked
say.
them up.
We did say. So we could
Messed
have
up.
slid down was it a Juliet staircase?
Juliet balcony.
I feel like it's a balcony.
Is it, what do
There
we
was
call
one of them as well.
Whatever
wasn't
it
there?
is, whatever
was.
that sweeping central
The banister.
staircase. Aye.
No.
It was a
You
Y.
want a fancy word for it?
There's a name for it.
A Y staircase.
Can't remember, but basically it's the one that basically you walk in the front door, it's stairs and it goes up and then there's like a balcony area. It's
A
like
landing.
a
Yeah, it was
landing.
very fancy.
Oh, I just kept saying to them, all I want to do is get on that banister and slide down it.
Yeah, but there was no stopper, so you would have hurt.
No, the stopper's the bad bit.
The stopper.
No,
but
I
got
think
the
you need
gooch.
like
Right, the gooch.
Tell me you haven't watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. You know that's the tune for it.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, come on. It's great.
It's like reality TV with a wee bit of a twist
So
because
trashy.
they're very different.
Yeah, but are they going to make me think that I should be Mormon?
No.
You'll change your hairstyle and you may change your beverage options.
Why, what do they drink? Oh, they just drink
Oh, they
loads
did
of like
Is it
fizzy
Slurp?
juice, isn't it?
Slurp.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the brand?
Is
Slurp.
it Diet Coke?
Sips? Slurps?
sip.
Are they not allowed caffeine?
They're not allowed, well, they're not meant to have caffeine, but they sometimes do. But they have these drinks. They basically get the big, massive Stanley tumblers and they actually measure things by the ounce. Talk to me in millimeters.
We spoke
Milliliters,
about this
whatever they're
before.
called.
We spoke about this when it first came out,
Yeah.
and then putting it all in the Stanley cups and everything like that.
They measure things in ounces.
Yeah, but it's
I would
weird.
honestly, I couldn't tell you if I'd
Sip.
ordered
It's definitely
something.
called sip.
I thought it was slurp because it looks a bit like slut.
A Slurpee.
No, it's just called slurp. It's the name of a brand of this shop and it's only in like Utah. And basically they go Utah and they go with a big massive Stanley and they'll go, hi, can I get a 14 ounce? I don't know if I've just ordered something the size of like a lorry
Yeah.
or if it's minute,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like, can I get the 14 ounce light Dr. Pepper with cream, like, I don't know, coconut creamer, but they
Ooh.
put cream in their fizzy drinks.
Ooh.
A bit like a Coke float.
Like, yeah, like
Oh,
a nice
vile, I
float.
couldn't be Mormon then.
And then they'll
No,
get like,
that's
but then
I
they'll say,
hate
so right,
Coke
so say for
floats.
example, their base they'll start with, it'll be like a chart, so their base will be like a Sprite 0,
Mhm.
right? With either, what do they call it again? It's not crushed ice. They have crushed ice, they have normal ice, then they have feathered ice when it's like wee shavings. And then the next bit is, do you want a syrup? So they'll get a shot of like sugar-free vanilla or
What's wrong with a
whatever.
Dr. Pepper?
Or they'll get a shot of like tropical, basically like Solero type syrup stuff.
Stupid.
And then they'll get like a creamer. And that'll be them. And then they'll be on their way and it'll be like a 0-calorie drink for some reason.
It actually does sound quite good.
It's like, it looks like a pure dessert. but
Fancy
it's like
drink.
0
It
calorie.
sounds like you're going to be bloated as fuck and then farting in the car 20 minutes later.
Farting in the car with windows down.
Shows that were popular back in the day.
Yeah, tell me one.
Super size versus super skinny.
I love that. I used to thrive whenever you seen the supersized plate coming out. I'm like, woohoo!
Trigger warning for everyone listening. I used to watch the diet of the skinny person and be like, well, there we go. There's my diet plan for the next week.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's why they stopped it.
I swear my life, they'd be like, Hannah woke up and had a cup of tea, and then she had another cup of tea, then she had a packet of crisps, and then she ate one of her kids' chicken nuggets.
And you're writing
then
all
she had another
down,
cup
like-
of tea, and I'm like, right, mum's shopping list, a multi-pack of crisps and 20 chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I swear that was literally my mindset. I was like, in no time at all, I will be like her.
Yeah, I remember so many like specific episodes. I remember the one guy who worked in a bar and he didn't used to ever eat. He just used to drink Blue Wickeds when he was at, do you remember this?
Yeah.
He was a ginger guy.
Yeah.
He used to drink Blue Wickeds and then once a day he would have 2 bits of toast with scrambled egg in it, like a scrambled egg sandwich, and that was him for the whole day. And he was pure skinny and he was like, I really want to put weight on, but he just didn't have the time to eat.
Couldn't be arsed.
Couldn't be arsed. And then there was the one that was the woman that had lied, the super size one had lied, remember?
Oh, was
And
she trying to make her portions a lot
Yeah, and they were
smaller?
going, I don't think you're being completely honest here.
Oh no, it's so. The thing is, it's so
brutal.
embarrassing though. See that it's so shameful.
Yeah, but you
The
know
shame
what?
people feel around food. It's actually
Yeah.
so sad.
However, I'm going to give you a take on this, right? And in case you can't tell, by the way, I'm in a bit of a cunty mood today.
Why?
Because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed and I never slept much. See, if you're that fucking ashamed, though, of yourself and your eating habits, you're not going on national telly.
It's like embarrassing bodies.
Yeah, you're not fucking embarrassed about your clitoris hanging down at your knee. You'll not go and
You're
see the
showing
doctor.
it off.
You'll not go and see the doctor, but you'll go and show fucking Dr. Christian.
I believe
Who's
that.
going to get your flaps out on the telly.
I think that's different. I think the body thing, the embarrassing bodies, I do agree with that. But I think for something like super size versus super skinny, it's almost an intervention. It's like, right, I need exposure therapy.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know about it. I want all the best nutritionalists. I want all the best help I can get. I think that's more what it is. The what do you call it? The embarrassing bodies thing has always confused me.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed about my.
I've
Can't
not went to the
grasp it all.
GP. I haven't went to the GP in years because I'm so embarrassed. But I'll
I've went
go to the one
pop up.
on the TV and we'll do it in front of of everyone.
Yeah.
They must have get paid for that. They must.
Yeah,
get
they would
paid.
have done, I think.
I think they've basically said, like, if you come on, sign this here, you'll get paid 200 quid.
Yeah.
Wife swap.
I loved Wife
Wife
Swap.
swap.
Wife
Whoa.
swap's a really good one.
Oh, that was
such a
you can
good
actually
one.
still get that on like catch up and all those
Yeah,
ones.
and you get them on TikTok quite a lot. I do sit and watch them, but they are good.
King Curtis, what an absolute legend. If you have never, we constantly refer to King Curtis. If you've never seen this, please, for the love of God, go and look him up on TikTok.
There's no way anyone's not been
There
exposed.
will be.
Murray, you know King Curtis.
Not a clue.
Chicken nuggets are like my family.
Nope, sorry. Wait.
Bacon
God.
is good for me.
She came on in those little high heels.
Joy, I have tried to be nice to you, but now I'm coming to the edge.
I've had a very calm day until now. And she comes in and she's being sarcastic.
She thinks she's the queen. We're the sorry people.
Oh,
So
love it.
good, so good. But he was part of Wife Swap, and that was obviously him basically getting a
No,
new
was
mum
he
for the
not
week.
Diet Swap though?
No, he was Wife. That was Wife
Was it
Swap.
Wife Swap
But
USA or
she
something
had
like that?
like all the rules of like, here's the things I don't want processed food in the house. Don't
Yeah.
want this, don't want that. And then obviously she was meant to like swap back. He wanted his mommy back.
I
Yeah.
could never do that. Go into like somebody else's
Never.
house and be the wife.
Unless some of them would be, you would sometimes have a good swap and you'd have a bad swap. Some of the good swap would be like staying in that house that we stayed in last night.
Yep.
And it's like they have £10,000 a week to spend on activities.
No, are you not thinking of Rich House to Poor House? Because
Oh,
that's,
yeah, that's
that's
another one.
actually an awful one.
That's an awful one.
Yeah.
Rich House to Poor House, and it is such a shame. However, I do love it when the rich family then turn round and go, we're farting 10 grand left, right and centre.
Yep.
We are going to get you some new carpets for your house, and
Yeah.
we're going to get your car fixed up for you and stuff like that because you work really, really hard.
Oh,
one family did that once, and then the expectation was on
Yeah.
the other families. Like,
Yeah.
are you just going to let them like go now and not give
Yeah.
them some of your wads of cash?
Give
that
them
you've
some of
got?
your gold.
I know.
God's sake.
That was really good. I don't think that would get cancelled by today's standards. would
why?
it?
But then it
Surely it
begs
would
the
need to have-
question: why would the rich house person really want to do that show?
Usually
It
it
was
was
for
to
the
teach the
kids.
kids. To teach the
was
kids
to
that
teach
you're
the
really,
kids.
really lucky.
Yeah.
But then
'Cause it
also
would be
let me-
like, you have
let
to
me
go and
teach
share
you
a room
by
and stuff.
Yeah, let me teach you by getting you to go into that. That feels very, very judgmental, doesn't it?
They
But
all
it
are
is
though. It's
hard.
reality TV.
I know, but then this is the reason why they all get cancelled.
Yeah.
So another one, Pod.
Pod.
First of all, how did they do that?
It wasn't Pod. It was Snog Marry
I
Avoid
know,
was
but
the
it was
name,
called
wasn't it?
Pod.
Yeah.
Snog Marry Avoid.
Pod, who was, what's the girl's name again?
Chloe Mafia.
No,
Denise
no,
Fanning.
no. What was the presenter called?
Was it not Denise Van Outen?
Oh no, I'm thinking of the other one.
What?
She's got brown hair.
Oh,
You think of
no.
Kerry?
You're thinking of
No, but
who
she
was the
looks like
really
her.
slim one again? Remember with the glasses? Make Me Under?
No, this is definitely Snog Marry Avoid.
Because
Because she was the voice of Pod as well, I'm sure.
Hi, I'm Pod. Oh no, you're right. She was the presenter, and she would go meet them afterwards and see if they kept the look up. You're right. You're right.
Oh, they changed it though. Yeah, that girl.
Yep. You remember her? She used to be the one that would go and get them, and then she would go into the street and all that and ask the public the questions. But it would be so brutal. Snog Marry Avoid. It was
Yeah.
like, we asked the public, and 78% of them said they would avoid you.
Yeah.
Oh,
The worst
Oh.
thing though is that they would take someone who's like loves being done up, they put their lashes on, they do their hair and all that, and instead of going, right, we're going to do your style, but just tone it down and give you
Yeah.
nice makeup. If you like your hair long and curly, we'll do it nicely and not
Yeah.
with like disgusting
Yeah.
hair or whatever, right? Instead, they would make them look like a librarian.
always.
Yeah.
They would always give
Always.
them like a short bob fringe. They would make them look like what's on Scooby Doo?
Velma.
Velma. And then
Yeah.
they would go, what do you think? Now everyone thinks that you look great.
Yeah, but I think I look
Nobody's
shit.
quite fancy me
so-
though, because I look absolutely horrendous.
The way they used to make them the palest ever.
Yeah.
It was like they're translucent.
But
Give it a wee
the
bit of time.
majority of the time though, it was always like kind of emo girls who
Yeah.
would have the massive hair and like the huge eyeliner and stuff like that.
Or
Yep.
it was the really, really tanned girls with the massive 10-ton lashes.
And this really
the
short
scouse
skirt.
brow,
Yeah.
yeah, the whole thing. And it would be like, we asked the boyfriend what he thought, and he would always be standing there with a fake tan knit.
Yeah.
I do her back.
Do you know one of the most savage ones though? Really? America's Next Top Model.
Oh my God.
Again, another one that really set me on my journey to not the best choices with dating.
Maybe it's, I would watch all of them again now.
Same.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
there's
you would
nothing
probably
like
watch
that.
it in sheer horror now.
Yeah.
That, what was her name? Janice
Ian.
Janice Ian.
Oh, Janice Ian's Mean Girls.
Which I was watching
Janice
Janice Day the other day and she's actually the daughter in it. Yeah. Janice Dickinson. Janice Ian.
Janice Dickinson.
Janice Ian.
What?
Janice Dickinson was
Janice Dickinson.
Janice Dickinson was the most brutal. She was the most
She
brutal.
was funny though.
Awful.
She was funny though.
She was funny.
I used to fancy
You gotta get that
Jason.
gut. And you're like, oh.
Was it Jason, the photographer with the?
There was the two,
Yeah.
Miss J.
But he was.
There was Jay
gay.
and Miss J, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they were both gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
you're
but
talking
Ni-
about the
Ni-
photographer.
Nigel.
Nigel.
Nigel. Baldy one.
Yep. I thought he was very handsome at the time.
No.
The one that always sticks in my head was, first of all, the haircut episode was always really good. Where they're going to transform. Oh, you love your long hair. If someone ever says, I love my hair being long,
Guess
you're
what? You
getting
love
that
it?
shaved off.
Do you love,
Buzz
that
cut.
long hair? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. All I could hear was bzzz.
Oh, see those eyebrows? Bleach them. Bleach them up. Shave the
And
head
then
and
you would
bleach
always
them.
get one of the pretty girls that gets to still be pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'd be sitting there like the queen.
Or they're just putting a couple of extensions on her and you're just like, how did you skip that?
How did
It's
you
meant to be brutal.
manage that?
But the one that I remember for America's Next Top Model was the girl, and this is so sad, her friend had died, do you remember?
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
friend died. She got told she was bawling her eyes out.
Yeah. Oh.
And they said, well, you need to like pull yourself together and come to the photo shoot tomorrow. The photo shoot was in a grave. It was literally her in a grave. And I would put money on it that wasn't the original
No.
plan.
It was a candy shop originally.
That was
and then
beautiful.
they've decided it's a grave.
Someone said it like,
You've got to use your emotions to push through it.
think about your friend. That's literally what they were saying.
Oh my God. We got to see the pain in your eyes.
Horrendous.
And
You
then
would
they
have
would be
loved
like,
one
"Yours
of
is the
them
most
just to turn
believable."
around though and go, do you know what, Tyra? Fuck off.
Yeah.
I know.
Sure.
Enough's
Tyra.
enough.
Right. There's a lot of chat about how dark Hollywood is just now and how people are plotting Justin Bieber to be the next celebrity because you can see them setting the scene.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, like everything in the papers is like, not the papers, everything online is like, he is
On fentanyl.
he's on fentanyl. He's definitely like having some kind of breakdown and all that. He might be absolutely fine.
Aren't we all?
I
it's
know.
fine.
But here's the thing. So what's your thoughts? Did you see the performance with him and SZA?
Mm-hmm.
SZA.
Is SZA the one that wore the wigs and covered her eyes?
No, that's Gabrielle.
No.
No. That's
Dreams can come true.
Sia.
That's
Sia.
Sia, right.
Just
That's why
one-
it was so
just
confusing.
one simple letter away.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the same person. Sia, who also I think was basically the original Lady Gaga look, but just never changed.
Yeah.
Very strange. Poker face.
Yep. What a tune when that came out.
Oh my God.
Just Dance. Do you remember when that came
Just
out?
oh,
Wow, that I think that
unbelievable.
wore a hole in my iPod.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, the main one was Telephone. But the way you blowing up my phone, that was the best one.
Nah,
So
'cause
good.
Beyonce came in and fucking tried to
Put my phone on fast.
take over it again.
It had me in a chokehold, that song. But SZA and Justin Bieber had did their performance at her show. I think it was a surprise that he came out.
It was a surprise.
So he's come out, he's got the big oversized jacket on, big leather Balenciaga
It
jacket.
looked good.
I thought he looked really good. I thought he looked handsome. He was very in the moment. He maybe was a bit high. I would say he's maybe had
A
a
wee
joint,
spliff.
right? Because he
Yeah.
gets his weed from California.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, he didn't
Peaches
look
out in
like
Georgia. I don't
but-
think he was in fentanyl. People were basically the same when he was in the song and he was in the moment of it, right? That he was tripping out
Yeah.
and she touched under his chin
Mm-hmm.
and got him back to reality. See if we thought a simple touch to the chin would pull everyone out of their drug state.
Yeah.
We'd all be going around touching people on the chin.
Yeah.
Like that is not going to
He could
bring
also
him
just
back
be
to reality.
tired.
Yeah.
He's got a baby.
He could also, no, I don't think it was that. I think he was just like in the moment. He's quite artistic, isn't he? The way he does all that
Yeah.
sort of like over the top emotional type of, he's always been like that.
And you don't see, the thing is, see a clip like that, if everyone was posting it with like nice music and being like, oh my God, what a lovely moment between the two of them or whatever, everyone
Yeah.
would think differently.
Yeah.
But they post it with the like, "Doo-doo, doo-doo," and you go, oh, this is sort of something not right
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Do you know what I
It
mean?
makes
It's
you
like,
feel weird.
It changes
What's
the
wrong
whole
with
thing.
Justin?
By the way, have you seen, right? See, another campaign is against Hailey Bieber, and everyone always
Yep.
trying to make out that she's really desperate and she stalked him and she's got a witch to cast a spell over him and all that, right?
Oh, wow.
Did you see her in Vogue? And she was absolutely taking the piss out of it.
Mhm.
She did like a "What's in my bag" video, so she was
So
taking
good.
out like she took out like multiple phones, and she was like, "I just use these for like commenting on all my different accounts and all that." Everyone says that she's like she's just clinging on to Justin for the money, and she's just sold Road for $1 billion.
Wow.
$1 billion.
What?
Why did she sell it?
That's
I
a
don't know. She's
million
still working
million.
there. I don't know. 1,000 million? It's 1,000 million, isn't it?
It's
1,000
1,000
million.
At that point, it's just pretend. Money is
A
pretend.
1,000 million.
Wow.
Whoa.
I know.
We could defos live in that Brig Doon house if we had that.
Oh, absolutely.
I've got a fact about $1 million and $1 billion that always blows my mind to put it into context.
Yeah, I love this. Tell it.
So a million I might get this wrong, really, but 1 million seconds is about 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 33 years.
That's it.
Wow.
That's the one. That's the equivalent. It's 11 days versus 33 years. That's the difference between $1 million and $1 billion.
What? I just go, you can't spend it.
You can't spend it. Why are you hogging it?
Just fucking share it out.
Exactly. Well, literally, you will never, ever, ever be.
She's the queen. And we're the sorry
sorry people.
See what I mean? You need to go and watch King Curtis because the quotes are endless. They've
They are.
applied to all aspects of life.
But can you imagine being a billionaire and one of your friends being like, "Oh, I'm going on holiday." You better be offering to pay that because you have free money for life. You better pay for everyone for everything.
Set for life national lottery.
Yeah, because you could literally never run out.
I had a friend, let's call her Sky. She told me she'd listed some items on Vinted, as you do, but I was surprised when she told me she was selling her second-hand bikinis. This girl was youngish at the time, around 23. She posted ads using photos of herself in the bikinis, heads cut off. She did look great, but was very naive and didn't anticipate the creepy messages she inevitably received. Thinking of a quick sale, she spoke to one particular buyer who said he would buy immediately at full price if she wore the bikini before sending it. Sky decided rather than just send them and say she'd worn them, she bought a tin of tuna and poured some of the tuna juice onto the bottoms before packaging them up and sending.
For what?
I don't know why she could ever have thought fishy pants could be sexy. I couldn't look her in the eye after that, so never heard how the sale went or what kind of seller feedback she received. Keep up the good work.
What was the
everyone.
plan
Guys,
there?
can I just say something? Girly bits don't smell like fish.
No.
Why?
What are you
tuna?
talking about? They're
And
not.
and
See
if
if it
they
smells
do
like that.
though?
That's
Go
you need to go to the
See your
doctor.
GP.
You need to take some chia seeds in the morning.
You need to stop
You need
washing with
to-
a scented soap,
You
first
need
and
to,
foremost.
You need to eat pineapple, drink cranberry. There are so many things you can do to make sure that is not the case. And get yourself some watermelon sugar. Hi.
What?
It should not be fishy. I'm sorry.
What was she trying to
It
achieve?
should
with
not be like
this?
that.
That is creepy though. And it's, I remember people, I feel like it was either me or somebody I know that had a comment on Vinted and it was like, have you worn these shoes? Have you worn them with bare feet? And it's instead of it being like a, just checking how used they are, it became like a, can you wear them with bare feet?
Yeah, can you make sure you leave some skin in there?
Yeah.
I want a bit of blister to
Disgusting.
nibble on.
No, that's one of those
That's
weird
horrid.
websites.
Do you know what that is though?
What?
It's pheromones. So that's what it is. It's like the smelly shoe thing and the sweat thing and the underwear thing. It's pheromones. So they're basically wanting your scent because actually it's like in your brain, if you smell it, it's meant to like make you feel a certain way. There's a recent kind of phenomenon going on at the moment where people are talking about songs that make them feel weird, right?
Uh-huh.
One of them was Alice Deejay, Better Off Alone.
Duh.
Du- du- du. You know the one?
I love that song.
I love that song, yeah.
How
Although
does make you
it does
feel?
give me the nerve in my stomach because it makes me feel like I am that age again.
Do you feel hungover?
I don't.
Not.
I
You
just.
wouldn't have been, you
I
wouldn't have been
remember.
old enough to be hungover.
I would have been.
Alice,
Deejay?
does that? No,
I
did that
think I
not
was
come
in
out?
high school.
Did that not come out in the year 2000?
I was.
Ailey was
I
20.
started high school in 2001.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So you would have been getting drunk at that point. I was 8.
That's
Year
the
2000.
age gap was a big deal.
I was
If
9.
you were hanging about with me, people would have said it was weird.
Yeah. Do you know
But
what?
look at that weird teenager hanging out with that wee small child.
Do you know what song I would put in the same category from like drinking, but also like it gives you the nerves and it just pure takes you back? Pretty Green Eyes.
Yeah.
It's specifically the.
Do you know what I don't like?
That doesn't sound anything like it, but you know the big noise it makes.
Yeah.
That makes me go, oh.
I get it with I
No,
get it with this one.
Secret night.
So reach for the sun.
Yeah,
Hold your head
that
up
reminds me of
Because
this.
tonight
Every night, you're a superstar. That reminds
that
me of
makes me feel like
Unders-
annoyed.
Does it?
Because there was someone that I knew at school that pure loved that song, and it annoyed me because I didn't like them.
Did they put it in their MSN name and then they kind of claimed
They
it?
claimed the song, so seeing like a montage of their life,
Yeah.
if I had to make it, that obviously would be the song, right? So I've got an instant association of hatred with it.
Do you know, it's funny how you have, like, I always remember this girl that I went to school with, right? Shan't name names, but, like, I'm pretty sure. Shan't.
She's lived in
She's
Robert
exactly-
Burnstown for one
Shunt.
night, and she's given it a
Damn
dug
Shanter.
Beastie Shunt.
Yeah, you were well impressed with my Abby Burns.
I
Well
actually
impressed.
was.
Yeah, if you went to school with me, you probably would guess who I'm talking about anyway. Like, she used to, like, she was a mad shagger, right? But, like, without being a cunt, right? Don't know how. And the boys that did sleep with her would then say they never, because it was embarrassing for them.
No, this is horrible. This
Nah.
is horrible.
No, honestly, it was just next level. But I always remember her MSN name being I wanna lick you from your head to your toes, and I wanna move from the bed down to the floor. And it was like,
At
babes,
what age?
I'm gonna say we were in maybe like second, third year.
But then that was the same ones that, and then your MSN name would be like my neck, my back.
Oh, absolutely.
But you gotta put your neck into it. There was loads of them. It was also Satisfaction. That for me was elite level with the power tools.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. Call on Me.
I loved
Bring
Call
all
on
that
Me.
back. The music videos. I've said this time and time again. I miss the era.
Same.
I feel like it's our version of the mums saying to us, we used to tape the charts on our
Yeah.
cassette player or whatever, right? For us, it's we used to wait and see what the music video would be like. There was so much money put in music videos.
See, even that, I used to sit and watch the music channels with a notebook and write down the songs.
Then go into iTunes and try and get them.
Oh, we need, oh, fuck, who was paying for iTunes?
LimeWire.
LimeWire.
LimeWire,
Music
a million-
on demand.
Yeah.
That was LimeWire.
What was the other one? I don't know the exact words, but it was like, black and read bad, baby. What was that again?
Don't know.
Is that a song? Or a...
Sorry, Why and By Jessie Nelson. Married Nick. Burn CD, loads of CDs.
Remember when you
were burned.
just started driving as well and you'd be like, right, I'm going to make myself a new CD because I'm going out with the girls tonight.
Like, we call it Ashes Mix.
Yeah.
Summer.
You would write on it with a
07.
marker. Oh, what a time to be
It
alive.
was great. And then you would have it all on your wee music player. What was it called? An MP3 player.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those really were the
So
days.
I actually hear this is becoming a thing now. So remember when there was the power outage in Spain
Yes.
and people had to be without phones
Uh-huh.
because obviously everyone's phone was dying and they
Mhm.
didn't have backups
Yep.
or whatever, right? People were saying like, oh my God, actually what a lovely time. Like didn't feel like I was constantly, we're all in like a state of like, I wouldn't say it's like fight or flight, but there's always that constant like hum in the background of I better check my phone.
Yep.
Like we've lived with that now. That's like ingrained in our brains. Like we've been programmed that way that it's always checking it. You actually think back to the time when people got personal, what were they called again? Personal
Pagers?
pocket assistant or whatever it was called. Remember like the original BlackBerry but didn't have a phone?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that called again?
I don't know.
Like a pocket assistant. Do you remember what I'm talking about? You could write things into it.
It was kind of like a sidekick thing before the phone part went into it. It was
Yeah.
kind of like a pager
Yeah.
/ phone.
But you could make notes in it. You could have
Yeah.
an address book and all that. I remember getting one of them, right? Because my dad did a spare from work. And I was like, I will never remember to take that everywhere with me. I will lose that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll never remember to use it. But now a phone is like second nature. So we've just like evolved with that. But see, to actually strip that back and not have a phone and not have anything to use, that is now, that's a movement. People are now going back to like taking smartphones and now going to like the original Nokia 3210s
Yes.
and
Yeah.
just texting.
Yep.
Just using it for phone calls and not having any internet access.
I actually saw like a holiday retreat thing where you put your phone at the start in a box. You don't get it until the end of your holiday.
I don't trust that though.
I know
Me
what you
neither.
do. What you doing with my phone?
You're telling me right now that M&S and the Co-op's been hacked, but I'm putting my phone in a box and you're not going to look through it? You're not going to see my before and after pictures.
Many
not-
befores.
You're many before.
Many before. Alan has just said to be like the Calvin Harris rant. I loved it to the point where I used it as a wee tune on TikTok. I use it as a wee audio. I'm obsessed. Do you want me to say it? I've sang enough in this podcast actually.
So this is his.
Not the same.
It's basically a diss track, isn't it?
It's not.
So it's not aimed at a specific person.
This is not right. Basically, what's happened is Chicane, who is like a DJ from times gone by.
Mm-hmm.
Way back, many centuries
Yeah,
ago.
like he's like an older guy. He's essentially saying that Calvin Harris's new track is ripping off his track from years ago. It's like 20, 30 years old, right?
What is his track? Would we know it?
I think you would.
Sounds
You know
just like
what?
the Calvin Harris one.
Called Offshore.
Offshore,
Offshore.
that's it.
I think it's very similar though.
That is-
It's not.
It's just
Aye.
turned down
You
a
need
wee
to
bit.
listen to it, right? So that's his version, right?
We did just listen to it.
No, he's pitched it. He's pulled the pitch. He's slowed it down. He's turned it round about. He's went, look, it's exactly the same. And it's not the same.
Surely there's only so many beats.
Well, there is.
This
we
is what
can
he
do.
said. So Calvin Harris basically went, you don't own that particular key or whatever it is, or that chord. You don't own
That
that.
sequence.
It's like that is many songs. And I'll tell you something, right? That song also, Calvin Harris's song, fits in. That's the reason why DJing, right? I obviously don't know this, but that's the reason why like a lot of songs will tempo wise beat into one another.
Yeah.
Oh, love
because
it.
they can remix them. That's the whole point, right? You can flip things over and it'll all sound like it's meant to marry in together, right?
Yeah.
he's basically took the tune and went, this is not the same tune. It's got absolutely nothing to do with it. I made this from the bottom down, like the bottom up kind of thing. It's got nothing to do with this tune that he's got. The best part of this whole thing is that Calvin Harris, his rant, right, his actual chat that he put on TikTok has been pulled, and someone has remixed that into the tune that he made. And it's basically like a diss track. And after that, I say, Calvin, take that as your gateway to go and make the diss tracks from times gone by.
Wait, did Calvin not actually release the diss track?
No,
Oh,
someone else did.
Oh, that would have been funnier.
Like that's
I thought
funnier.
it was iconic if he'd actually done it himself.
He needs to actually do the whole like chicane,
Yeah.
and was a dick, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You are thick, whatever. Right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Diss tracks. A diss
Still
track getting
remember them all.
released was so exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my god, have you heard that? Screams this.
Did you ever get a diss track?
No, never.
Neither did I. Did you ever get a diss track?
I kind of.
It wasn't really girls mostly.
I would kind of like one.
It was mostly guys to
Don't
guys.
welcome a diss track for us. It would be
gonna say-
awful.
I'm gonna say, it would be really funny.
For everyone
Fucking-
else.
We dare you.
It would be a,
Don't put it public though, just send it privately.
it'd be one of those moments where like it's really funny. The whole like using the same thing, using the same beat, that's what Ed Sheeran was in the court for. And he brought his wee guitar in and he played the same tune. It's like for like this sequence of like however many chords it is, right? And he showed how many, he did like 20 songs in a row of how many massive songs have used this one sequence. And he was like, that's the basis for so many of the big songs.
Yeah.
But somebody's went for him. I think what was the song that they were debating? Was it like his
Shape of You? No.
was it not?
Dun 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 dun.
It
No?
might have been. I thought it was the what's the wedding one? When your legs don't work like they used to. Why did I think it was Eric Clapton or something? They thought it was like.
Let's Get It On. It was.
Was it something like that?
It was Let's Get It On.
Marvin Gaye, is that not?
Marvin Gaye.
It's Marvin Gaye, isn't it? Yeah.
It was Let's Get It On, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
then Marvin
Thinking out
Gaye's
loud.
family.
I was thinking out loud by Ed Sheeran and Marvin Gaye's
Let's Get On. That's
Yeah.
what it was. It's those two together.
And he won that, didn't he? And he actually said if he hadn't won it, he would have quit music because he basically said there's no other songs left to make.
And
There's
also,
such-
guess what?
there's
See the
such
ones
different
making the
songs.
decisions. See the ones making the decisions. You haven't actually got a clue what you're talking about
Uh-huh.
because you don't understand music because this is not your niche.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
actually not expert level at this.
You've got a
You're
boring
expert
job.
level of being a judge. But you can't judge on this because I'm actually the expert.
And
And
also-
actually, see Marvin Gaye's family, you're also not an expert.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? Do
And also, you're rich enough.
And
Just
guess
let him make
what?
more music. It's good.
you want it all be original? The only way to be original is for us to all just walk about naked.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Don't welcome that.
Like, you're never, people who think that they're completely unique in every single fashion of the word, right? With whatever they're doing, there will always be someone somewhere doing something. Like, even for us, for example, right? Sometimes people will message us and go, oh, I just seen a podcast talking about a topic you were talking about. That's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there's
it's
only
so
so
hard.
much you can talk about.
Uh-huh.
Or even like we'll have a story come in and someone else will have a similar story come in.
Yeah.
It's like you don't think that you have like completely individualized experiences that no one else had
Yeah.
anything remotely similar happen to them.
Yeah.
Let's face it,
it's
see
that's
right now,
life.
somewhere within this world, there is 3 girls, there's 2 brunettes, and 1 blonde sitting doing a podcast right now
With a Murray.
with a Murray, and they're talking about
Are they though?
100%.
Maybe with a Irish accents, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's none of my business.
Let's talk about Jojo.
Jojo and Chris, ship it or not?
I love the whole shipping thing 'cause I feel like a child when we're talking about it because I'm like,
Fuck,
oh my
do you mean
God.
shipping?
It's like, do you think they're a good couple?
Do you ship that?
Do I
It's-
ship
it's funny
that? Why are you doing that? You're not fucking 20. Do it properly.
I'm the youngest
This
here
is
though.
100% the
I'm the youngest in the room. I know it kills you.
Jojo and Chris Hughes, right? I never get invested in relationships, but I love their relationship. They just look like the happiest couple ever.
Yeah.
They're like a Disney couple.
Yeah, but Disney couples actually make me feel a bit sick.
No, they're just like, you're in a kind of a mood. That's what it is. Maybe next week you'll go, I kind of like them actually.
I, if I'm being brutally honest, right, genuinely couldn't give 5 fucks about them at all.
What about one?
How about
Just
4?
for now.
I couldn't. No, not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, none.
I just think
2.5.
it's just a lovely story.
I think it's
because
fucking weird. They actually look like siblings.
They do look like siblings.
They do look like
I don't like
siblings. I will say that I honestly, for the word go, said I think that they like each other because they look similar.
Yeah,
And a
they
lot
don't
of
even know
couples
it.
do actually look like that.
The rose tinted glasses are going to come off very, very soon. They literally live in different countries and they spent 3 weeks being on top of each other, literally. I never watched it, but I've seen clips. They spent 3 weeks, so it's like pure intense, like they've got nobody else to fucking talk to in there.
But that's almost like Love Island in some ways. It's
Yep.
like people like get there and they have this really like intense crash course of like getting to know somebody.
I know, but
and
let's
then
be
it
fair,
feels
how
like
many people have actually lasted from that? Not a lot, really. I know there's some amazing love
Yeah.
stories and I do love that, but it's almost that like, okay, here's the pool of people who my top ranking, rate that one, right? I'm going to spend all my time with that. And 9 times out of 10, like the pure love bombing and like over familiarizing yourself with that person, it's just going to crash and burn.
I don't know. I do think that Chris is always given like he can turn it on for TV, like when he's doing all the race and stuff and all that and presenting.
Uh-huh.
I do think he seems quite mature, right? And he speaks well and all the rest of it.
Uh-huh.
See, at home behind closed doors, I reckon he is actually quite childish in nature. And because you've seen it in Love Island, like he was quite
100%. He's
quite like almost like wee boy type tough.
Trisha
Trisha
said
said that. Trisha said that, and she was in Big Brother with him. She said he's very young for his age.
Yeah, he is very young. Like
What age
somebody-
is he?
28 or
you
something.
can almost turn it on for
Is
his
he only
work.
28?
Something
Yeah,
like that,
so
yeah.
I do think that he, like him and Olivia, I think the reason why they never worked is because he was quite immature.
What
Probably.
age is Olivia Atwood then?
I don't even know. Like
I'm gonna
She
say
keeps
fairly
making
what it is.
digs though, doesn't she?
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it? And
I
a
think
lot
that's
of
why
people
they work is because the two, like Jojo, obviously, I think she sees Chris and goes, "You're the first person who seems to like me, kind of just for who I am, right?"
Yeah.
Because she's been stripped back for her money. She's not had any money in that house. Like she's just been herself. Like just personality chats and all that. And I honestly do think they actually just became pure good pals, and then it kind of crossed a boundary. And I think that he's probably thinking, "You're the first person who's never really known who I am." I think they both kind of have the same thing, the same
I don't
reason why
think
they like
she
each
would have
other.
known. I don't think she would have known who he was.
Exactly right.
But
at
I think
all.
he would have known who she was.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not
but
in the
he
way
would have known
like.
that she was a lesbian and then had to go
Yeah.
over the fact that she didn't like guys.
Maybe
Do
like
you know what I mean?
challenge.
But do you know what I mean though? So he's never probably had to look at her as like I really fancy you. And in actual fact, he probably went, "I would never fancy you because you don't even fancy guys."
Yeah.
Right?
You don't like my bits.
You don't fancy guys, so like you're not even in my radar. But then it's almost like there's just this attraction that's so much that I now just really, really like you. I don't know. Personally, at the beginning, I was like, this is a bit much. See now that I see them out of the house, I hope it lasts.
Yeah, you need to go and watch the Paul. What did we say his name was? Paul Woods.
Is that it? The
Paul
guy who's on
Woods.
Celebs Go Dating.
What's his name again? Oh, it's really annoying how I can
Jojo's
never.
had a terrible time.
I've got.
And
him
I think
on
that she
my-
feels really safe with him. There's something about his like character, and people might call it love bombing, right? But I just think he wants to look after her and like kind of protect her, and she's had a shit time growing up.
Yeah,
I think if people are love bombing you though, then there's literally nobody else in your fucking life, and you need to be wary of people like that.
But then define love bombing, because sometimes people just
Spending
get
all your time with each other,
overexcited.
talking to each other, like no.
That's what I was like at the beginning of like a relationship. I wanted to spend every 2 minutes. I wanted to move in together. I wanted to phone all the time. Like, is that not just normal for when you first start seeing someone and you're right into it?
No, I think you can
Honeymoon
tell.
periods.
I think no, honeymoon period is like not intense. Like it's not intense.
I think you can only call it love bombing if you already know that that person is like toxic. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're just really loving.
It's only love bombing if you know it's due to take a turn.
Yeah,
Right, so see if you're like that and that's just the way you are, and the intensity kind of dwindles away a wee bit because it's not so much in the honeymoon period, but you're still kind of like that as a person. That for me is no longer love bombing. Love bombing is somebody who's a pure narcissist, horrible, treats girls like shit, but at the beginning it's like sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
That's love bombing to me. I do feel
genuinely-
sorry for a girlfriend, I have to say. I think that would have been a horrible watch.
yeah.
Oh,
we can't
in
say
fact, you know
how
what?
fabulous that
She's-
was.
Don't you dare, Lauren.
Jojo Siwa's a fucking rat bastard.
No, she's not. No,
Yes,
she's
she
not.
is.
No,
You
I
did
think
not
it's so
spell
different.
her.
I did.
No,
On
because
live television.
she didn't do
I'm
anything.
so-
She didn't do anything. She didn't.
Oh, she
kiss
never
him.
made it fucking secret though.
I know, but you can't help it if she's is fallen for someone and she wasn't happy in her relationship. She
How
kept,
is she not happy in a relationship?
because she's just she never said that out loud. She
Exactly,
never.
So how do you know?
No, I mean
Are you making assumptions?
no.
If
She's
you make an
literally
assumption,
said
it makes an ass out of you and me.
she stop. Stop.
I let that from make
I'm
simple
about to
rules.
dig that a bit like
See,
you.
when you point the finger at someone, there's 3 point back at you. Fucking get me a bar of chocolate.
Lauren, you are a wee angry. Do you know what this is? You ever watch the Spiderwick Chronicles and there's like the wee person that eats the honey or it turns into a wee monster? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, that's you.
Right, let's wrap this up and go to confession sessions and get Lauren a wee snack or something.
Yeah, let's end this on Jojo Siwa is a cunt.
Please stop. Poor Jojo's been through it.
No.
And she was a victim of Abby Lee Miller. For God's sake, have you seen that?
That's do you know whose problem that is? Do you know whose problem that is? That's her mum's problem.
I know, but that's not her fault.
No, it's not, but it's her mum's problem.
God
It's
love
her
these wee
mum's
girls.
fault.
Honestly, see when you watch that. Sorry, I'm still growing. I know we're trying to end it. See, watching Dance Mums, I just look at these wee girls and my heart actually breaks, thinking
'Cause their
you
mums are
are
cunts.
being really pushed into this, right?
Mums
and
are
you're being told you're not good enough and this and that, but then you have to go in and fake these lovely smiles and all that. That is the saddest thing.
Those mums are
Ever.
pricks.
Yeah, they are.
I think this might be a record of how many times cunt has been said in one podcast.
Yeah.
Why am I so? This is an act you can usually function on.
It was a
little
late
sleep.
night. Yeah, it was a late night.
It was a late
You're a
night.
bit crabbit.
I'm feeling
Don't like her when
passionate.
she's crab it. Right, we're going to go to confession sessions.
If you want
Yep.
to come over, Lauren will be happier by Wednesday when you listen. So
We'll
make sure
see.
you're subscribed if you're not already. It's dead easy to do it because you can get it on Spotify if you're already listening here on Spotify. Then you can just go and click the locked episode and then it'll just say subscribe to Confession Sessions. That's probably your easiest way to get it because the video's on there as well. But if you want to go through another option, you can do Supercast. You can link it to Apple if you like listening over there. Or you can also go on Patreon and get it on the Patreon app. So that's all 3 places where we are available to watch, listen and interact with.
Yeah, go and watch
So
the
hope you
vlog as
enjoy
well
it.
because that's up.
Yep.
See the house. See what else we've got up to this week.
Yep.
Yeah, right. See you later.
Enjoy it. Go and
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.